What's going on, everyone? It's Derek here, and welcome to another edition of The Results Show. Today, we're going to be taking a look at... Ubisoft. Now, for those of you who are new here, first off, welcome. Secondly, this is an annual thing that I kind of do, if you didn't know, which if you're new here, you wouldn't. I make a predictions list for basically each of the five, or I guess the big name companies at E3 every year. I write about it, so check the description in the link for more on that. And then, a few weeks later, I kind of take a look at how I did, hence the results show. So like I said, today is Ubisoft's turn in the spotlight. So in an effort to save just a little bit more time, we're going to dive right into the sure things. These are announcements or games which I figured would definitely be there in some form. So let's just start it off here. We got the big four. We got For Honor gameplay, South Park The Fractured Butthole gameplay. Can't lie, I laugh every time I say that. Ghost Recon Wildlands gameplay, and Watch Dogs 2 gameplay. I mean, we hit all four right there. That was easy enough. I think they pretty much telegraphed what they were definitely going to have at the show beforehand, especially by announcing Watch Dogs 2 prior to the event the week before. So that one was pretty easy. No big surprises right there. And now we jump into the 50-50 category, and this is kind of where things get a little interesting. These predictions that I had, I was kind of on the fence about. I assumed they'd be there, but I wasn't entirely sure. So let's start off with the things that were there. The Division. I assumed, they had always said the first expansion would be launching in June. Microsoft had a trailer for it a few hours before. So it seemed pretty natural that we get at least more information or more details on the Underground expansion, which is now out for Xbox and PC owners. They went above and beyond that. They gave us the Underground trailer like we expected, but they also had a pretty interesting CG trailer for the second expansion. I think it's called Survival. Still have zero details on what that actually is, but it looks like it's going to incorporate some sort of maybe horde mode, or where the agent has to survive an onslaught of enemies, and maybe some survival elements mixed in there where you're scrounging for food or whatnot. Definitely looks to potentially change up the gameplay in some way, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. The other thing which I am definitely taking credit for is that I said there would be a small indie game announcement, and of course we had Grow Up, which is I guess we'll call it a sequel to Grow Home, the little indie project with that little robot, and he's growing plants everywhere, he's climbing them. So this is pretty interesting. I kind of was expecting something with the Ubi Framework engine, kind of Valiant Hearts or Child of Light that way. We didn't really get anything like that, but we still got Grow Up, so I'm taking credit for that. That counts. Okay, I understand Ubisoft mentioned that there would be no Assassin's Creed this year, which I'm sure a lot of you are excited about. Kind of give the franchise a chance to breathe, kind of bring new ideas to the table. That's all great. I couldn't help it though. I kind of assumed they would surprise everyone by showing off, or teasing at least, the next Assassin's Creed. That didn't happen, but we did get some Assassin's Creed news in form of the movie that's coming out in December. Kind of another trailer, behind the scenes look, interviews with the actors and whatnot. So I'm taking half a point for that, because they did mention Assassin's Creed. It wasn't the game, but they did reveal more about the movie, so half a point on that. The last 50-50 chance item I had on there was a Prince of Persia reveal, and this is kind of me digging for something I really hope they would bring back, but no luck there. No Prince of Persia for the foreseeable future. I don't even know. There's been no movement on that franchise in quite a while. I do enjoy the series. I really enjoyed the 2007 game, so I kind of hope they would return to that in some form, but I don't know. For now, there's nothing. So, yeah, we'll have to keep waiting, I guess. And the last category is, of course, the wicked long shots. And, since I'm from New England, I kind of wanted to put a New Englandish spin on it by adding the word wicked. So these are the announcements or predictions that I made, which I assumed wouldn't be there or had a really bad chance of being at the show. Kind of just things that I hoped I'd see as well. So let's dive right in. Of the 3 predictions I had, the first one, and I'm not going in order here, so if you're following along on my website, thank you, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I expected to see some sort of alternate Far Cry announcement in the similar vein as the Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which was awesome, by the way. We didn't get that-ish. We did get okay, it's not really a Far Cry, but it does take place with the Blood Dragon timeline. It's Trials of the Blood Dragon, which kind of mashes up the Trials series, which is known for, dirt bikes, physics-based, we'll call it a platformer. I know it's time trials and racing and things like that, but it mixes that series with the Far Cry Blood Dragon series. So we did get a Far Cry-ish announcement. I'm taking credit for it. You can't take that away from me. Moving on. The next one, I honestly expect to see another Splinter Cell announcement, either as a remaster or a brand new entry sequel to Blacklist. Almost forgot that there. We didn't get either. Technically we did get a Sam Fisher style outfit for The Division. That's about as close as we got for Splinter Cell in general. I do hope that series is still considered active by Ubisoft. It's one of my favorites that they make. But for now, there's nothing on the horizon for that game, or franchise, I should say. With all the remastered, complete Game of the Year editions that, gets put out there these days, I figured maybe Blacklist was ripe for the picking for another remastered version. For the new consoles, at least, for those who may have missed it on the older consoles. But for now, nothing. So we'll keep waiting on that too. The other miss that I had, Beyond Good and Evil 2. I think at this point, you kind of have to have it in any predictions list for Ubisoft. You have to imagine that one of these years, we're actually going to see that announcement. Ubisoft says it's still in development, but it's probably not a priority considering we've been doing this for what, it feels like 10 years now. Maybe it has been 10 years. I don't even know. But you have to think, one of these years, they're just going to bring it out and it's going to shock the audience. It'll happen. Just not this year. Alright, so that's everything. Let's tally up the scores and see how I did. By my count, that's not too bad. I had a few misses, but, can't get them all, right? So once again, I want to thank you all for watching, and have more videos coming, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't already, check out my predictions, recaps, and everything else from E3 related. I'll put a link in the description for you below, and as always, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.